My name is Sam Ace. Join me on my journey as I create space for conversations with some of Africa's finest individuals, those who are shifting the needle through the work that they do. We shine a spotlight on people who are making a positive impact in our society. This is the new generation of business leaders, philanthropists, social entrepreneurs, influencers, artists, the list goes on. On this show, you will hear their stories, how they gained their success, what challenges they faced, and what lessons they have learned. This is Impact Africa with Sam Ace. Hello everyone and welcome to Impact Africa. My name is Sam Ace and I am so excited today because I'm interviewing a very, very special guest on the show. Today we have Enhle Gebashe. Enhle is a 14-year-old entrepreneur and a fashion designer. She is the founder and CEO of Enhle Babes Couture. Now I'm going to let Enhle tell you all about her journey as a young fashion designer. Help me welcome Enhle to the show. Hello Enhle.
Hi Sam.
How are you?
Good, and you?
You are looking absolutely stunning.
Thank you so much, you too.
Bright lips, bright dress, my kind of girl.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
Good, and you?
You're good.
Yeah.
You look well.
Thank you.
You always look well. You always look well. The last
you.
time I saw you, you were wearing a beautiful pink dress. You love pink, eh?
Yeah, I do.
No, it was a pink suit.
Yeah, it was a suit.
Yeah? So Enhle, my guests at home are waiting to hear all about you. Who is Enhle? What she's all about. So tell us, who is Enhle?
So I'm Enhle Gebashe. I'm the founder and initiator of Enhle Babes Couture, which is a children's brand specializing in aesthetic bling and African print clothing. My hobbies are playing tennis, designing, crocheting, and reading.
Reading. You play tennis?
I love tennis.
That's beautiful. My son loves tennis too. Maybe we should get you two on he's 6 though, so you gotta go easy on him.
Yes.
So tell me, Enhle, I've seen you on social media, I've seen you even on TV, in newspapers, magazines. What are you doing that is just like setting everybody around you on fire and wanting to know who Enhle is? Tell me about your love for fashion.
So my love for fashion came from my mom's side of the family. My grandmother, my mom, and my great-grand were all had the passion for fashion. So I just took it from them, and my mom just showed me the basics of using the machine, and I just knew how to draw from a young age, and I loved dressing myself. So I thought at the age of 10 I could start a brand.
Age of?
10.
10 years old? Okay, let's go.
So I was so excited to start my brand, and I decided to use African print because not a lot of people use African print, and especially blingy African print.
Yeah.
I wanted to put the princess African life out there to people to show them that it is amazing to be African.
Wow. You know, I was going to ask you if your parents or family had any influence on you at all in becoming a fashion designer, and you've just said that. So when you were younger and your granny and your mom were getting ready, were you one of those kids that just like staring at them and just looking at them and just thinking, oh my goodness, I also want that, I also want to do that?
Yeah, I was actually really curious. I wanted to learn. I was asking my mom. I would take scraps of her fabric because she used to sew wedding gowns. So, I used to just look at her, look at my gran, ask them to teach me, and they said when I was old enough, I could learn, but I wanted to learn at that time.
Yes.
So I ended up my mom ended up teaching me how to use the machine, and I was just so excited.
You didn't give her a chance. You're like, I want to learn now.
Yeah.
Well done, hey?
Thank you.
Well done for that curiosity, because I think it is that curiosity and that adventurous spirit and wanting to know more that has actually landed you where you are today. I was going to say your mom has a really good fashion sense. So I can see where you get it from. I actually want your mom and you to make my clothes because sure, you guys are very stylish.
Thank you so much.
And tell me when did you decide that you grew up watching your mom and your granny and you felt this love for fashion, and when you were 10, did you say you were 10 when you started using the machine?
Yeah, I was 10.
That must have been scary for your mom though. You know, we don't even let our kids use the scissors without us like watching them. That's what we're supposed to do. And you were using a sewing machine?
Yes.
So when did you decide, you're 14 now, that was not a long time ago.
Yeah.
When did you decide that I want to turn this into a business? Because you're running a business now, you're a businesswoman.
So I decided that, you know, I've always loved fashion, as I said. Since I was 3, I was dressing myself up. I loved wearing clothes. I loved, you know, just playing around with fashion. So I just loved fashion, kept watching my mom and my granny on and on until I was 10. And then I just asked my mom to just create a platform, like a business for me to, you know, showcase my talents and also in the process help others showcase their talents. So it was when I was 10.
So you were 10 when you started learning, and you were 10 when you actually thought, hey, I could turn this into a business. And people bought your stuff?
Yeah, they did. Especially people from overseas. They really loved my stuff, and I'm very excited to take up my do a collaboration with my mom for crochet, because you know people from overseas love crochet. Yeah. So I'm just really excited about that too.
But you obviously have a natural talent for making clothes because, as I'm saying, from the age of 10 years old to now, it's a very short space of time. That's 4 years. But your stuff is really of good quality. You have a good workmanship spirit on you.
Thank you.
And it's running in your blood. Yes. So tell me, the first time I actually saw you was at the KZN Fashion Fair, that I came to know about this young fashion designer. And I must tell you, when I saw your collection on that runway, I was like, oh my goodness, who is this kid? Everything was like so professional. Your models were professional and exciting. And even though I wasn't physically there, I was watching on TV and I was like, who is this girl? And that's the first time I started following you on social media. And I reached out to you, I reached out to your mom and said, we've got to have this girl on the show. How was that? Because I do believe that fashion fair was actually your first professional showcasing of your collection. How was that experience for you?
That experience was so amazing. The girls were so nice. My models were so happy to walk on the runway for me. I was so excited to give them their clothes for the collection. Everything was just so perfect. I was so excited to see my models on the ramp. I was just so excited about everything. And since it was my first professional fashion show, I was just like really pumped up and just so ecstatic.
Did you have lots of people inquiring after that? Because a lot of people, when I was sort of following threads on social media, were talking about this young designer. They were sharing reels and stories of your collection on the runway. Did you have lots of inquiries and just people wanting to know who you are?
Yes, actually, when I got out from when I walked on the ramp, when I got backstage, people were like all over the place. There was a swarm of people coming to interview me, people coming to do stories about me, you know, people asking for my number, saying they want to place orders. And it was just so hectic when I came out from the backstage. And it was just so exciting and overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that things haven't always been easy for you. You are only 14, but I feel like you've gone through so much already. Good stuff, you know, like you're a young 14-year-old entrepreneur. You're using your natural talents to create something that people want, which is fashion, clothes. People want clothes and want to be on trend all the time. But also you've experienced some hardships. I know that this year, you are launching a movement called Fashion Against Bullying, because the topic of bullying is something that is close to your heart. Why is this? Why is this important to you?
Because, I've faced bullying for a long time at school. Like, I kept changing schools at some point because, like, the bullying was just too much and it put a lot of pressure on me. At some point, it was, like, really hard to follow my talent because, people kept putting me down. But I just decided that since this is a very close topic to my heart, I should create awareness on what bullying actually is, because some people don't understand what bullying is. They just think that it's someone telling you, you ugly and whatever, but bullying can be so much more than that. So I just wanted to create awareness because a lot of kids, commit suicide over bullying and a lot of stuff like that. And I've always been bullied about being skinny, being light-skinned, having a really big afro. So I just thought that, I was just so over, being bullied, and I was just so tired of it. So I decided to just create awareness on what bullying actually is and to encourage other kids to speak up when they're being bullied.
Wow, Enhle, that is really huge. It's bigger than you. You're only a kid, and you have taken this on your shoulders, and you're fighting back, and you're doing it in a way that makes a lot of people relate to what you're talking about. On the topic of bullying, I love it when you say lots of people don't actually know what bullying is. And, when you are in a schooling environment, I mean, I'm much older than you, but I still remember my days in primary school, and some things were made to be normal. But thinking back now, when I think back to those times, I can see areas where I may have been a victim of bullying, or I definitely was, and I may have bullied others as well. So when the bullying was happening for you, I know you said they were calling you skinny and light-skinned and those sort of things. How did that make you feel as a human being? Because I think we need to focus on when someone is being bullied, how does that make that person feel? How did that make you feel?
It really put me down. I was like, at some point I didn't even want to go to school because I was tired of everyone, just being on my case and not wanting to let go of things. And it was really just it was really bad. And I tried to, get past things, but at the end I, ended up getting past it, but it was really bad. I felt really put down, and I felt like I couldn't follow my passion, and a lot of kids that were bullying me didn't really believe in me, so only a few of my friends did. And some of my friends, kids, they backstab each other, so they would, end up bullying me because they think I'm making myself better than them, which I wasn't. So it really made me heartbroken.
How did you fight back to the bullies? How did you fight back? Did you stay in the schools? I know you say you moved schools a lot, but what are you doing now? How have you gotten yourself out of that environment?
So I ended up homeschooling this year because we're traveling a lot. So, homeschooling has really helped because, I don't really get to face the bullies every day. So it's better for me.
Well done. Just well done to your family for supporting you, because sometimes I think adults, we can be at fault sometimes, when young people or our children are telling us about things that are concerning them at school, we may not take it as seriously as the situation is for that person. So well done to your family for, supporting you. So you mentioned that Fashion Against Bullying is a movement that you are launching this year in September. So tell me what it is that you are doing.
So that initiative of Fashion Against Bullying is to create awareness on bullying and to put the word out to the world what bullying actually is and how to deal with bullying. And also my experience in bullying as a person. I'm collaborating with Colorful Minds Talent Agency, which is for talented kids such as myself, and Mamaru Design School, which they're helping me in the process of manufacturing T-shirts and sweaters for the movement.
And obviously these sweaters and t-shirts have the message.
Yes.
That's amazing. And I've been seeing your social media videos. You come across very fierce. I'm like, you can't bully this girl, you know?
I've learned to, pick myself up after, hardships and stuff. So yeah.
And isn't that what people in those situations do? You have to learn a defense mechanism. But I love yours because it's not aggressive and violent. You're encouraging people to speak up. That's amazing.
Thank you.
That is so amazing. Enhle, who are your, for me, as I said, you started making clothes or learning how to make clothes from the age of 10, you're 14 now, but you are super talented. Your clothes, I mean, for example, what you're wearing now, you've made it yourself. Your clothes are very professionally made. Who are some of the people that you look up to, your role models in the industry?
So I look up to Laduma. He's the owner of Maxhosa, the brand.
Yes.
I love Maxhosa because he is showcasing the Xhosa culture, which is, I have genes of Xhosa too. So I love his stuff. I love everything about his clothes and the fact that it's so professionally knitted and it's just so beautiful. I love the colors. I love everything from the top to bottom.
Yeah. I also love Maxhosa, I must say. I'm quite biased in that in terms of a lot of African designers that we see. He's also one of my favorites at the moment. And his pieces are very like arty. Okay? You could wear something and then you could hang it up on the wall in your lounge, right? Versatile.
Yeah.
Who else? Who are some other local or even international people that you draw inspiration from?
I just look up to Laduma.
You love Laduma. Laduma, I hope you are listening. Enhle is very, very inspired by you. Oh, wait, hang on. I think I've seen you with Laduma.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about that. Because I just remembered that I have seen you with Laduma. You went to meet with him.
Yes.
What was that like?
It was so amazing. I got to see his factory. I got to see everything. I got to see how he makes the garments. He inspired me. He gave me some really inspiring words. And it was just such a beautiful
experience.
It was a beautiful experience. It was so overwhelming, but I was so excited.
Are you really inspired to just take Enhle Babes to the next level?
Yes, I am.
That's amazing, Enhle. But that's not all you've been doing. You've been a busy girl. And I just cannot wait for you to tell us about the big news, that you've been doing amazing stuff, but there's other stuff that you are about to do. I'm gonna tell the world what you're doing, and then you're gonna tell us the story.
Okay.
So this year, September, you have been invited to showcase Enhle Babes at the New York Fashion Week. That is incredible. Enhle, how on earth did you land up there? And also I was looking at the list of all the fashion designers that are going to be there. You are the only person from South Africa. You're the only designer from South Africa on that list. You're the only designer from Africa. Girl, tell us. How do you feel? What's going on? Tell us. That is exciting.
So I feel really ecstatic because I've always wanted to showcase at New York Fashion Week. It's a really big fashion platform and all sorts of important really nice people are going to be there. And I'm just so excited to be there and showcase my collection, showcasing Africa, showing the world what Africa is truly made of. Wow,
Enhle. I am so proud of you. Congratulations. That is a huge achievement. And so tell me, in terms of the build up to, because September's around the corner, what do you need to set in place now? What do you need to get ready in order to be prepared for the Fashion Week in New York?
So now I just need, I'm short with funding.
Yeah.
I really need help with that. It includes extra costs also. I need to, get started on my collection and everything. food, the trip, everything like that. So I also need funding for that, especially for my collection.
And I've seen like showcases, the designers that showcase at the New York Fashion Week. They have huge billboards in New York, in Times Square. Are you going to be on one of those?
Yes, I also need funding for one of those. Yes.
Okay. South Africa, listen up. World, listen up. This kid needs your help. How much do we need, Enhle? This is making me very excited. How much do we need for your trip for New York?
We need about 360,000.
360,000.
Yeah.
You heard, South Africa. Let's get Enhle to New York, to the New York Fashion Week. She needs 360,000 rands to get there. We can do this. Let's get this young fashion designer that's going to represent the whole continent in New York. Let's just rally behind her and make it happen. Enhle, this is really, really great news. How does your mom feel about all this? You know, for a 14-year-old, you are getting a lot of spotlight.
She actually feels very proud.
Yeah?
And she's so excited about
Is she
everything.
a little bit nervous?
Yeah.
This is her baby. Sorry, I disturbed you there. She's nervous, yes?
Yeah, she's really excited. You know, she's just rooting for me all the whole way. And yeah, she's just really excited, but a little bit nervous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enhle, and tell me, so New York Fashion Week is going to happen. You're going to go there, then you're going to come back home. What are your dreams for the future? And before you even answer that, I know that you have a big heart, that you're not only focusing about Enhle and what you can achieve and what you do, because I've recently seen you rallying a whole lot of young people and just, I think you called it a masterclass.
Yes.
And you had this masterclass with a whole bunch of young people instilling these skills, confidence, self-esteem. What was all that about? Tell me about that.
So, you know, in Durban especially and around South Africa, a lot of kids, you know, do pageants and everything, but not a lot of, you know, KZN children do runway. So I wanted to teach children from around Durban runway catwalking. And it was a really great experience because the kids enjoyed it. Everyone was friendly, you know, it was just a very fantastic time.
So you don't want to be successful by yourself. You want other kids to win as well.
Yes.
I absolutely love that about you.
Thank you.
That just shows me that you've got a big heart. You wear your heart on your sleeve, and you want to see other young people succeed as well. What are your dreams, Enhle? You're going to come back from New York Fashion Week, and then what? What are your dreams for your brand, for yourself?
So for my brand, I really want my brand to, you know, inspire other kids, you know, be out there, inspire people to do more, and to follow their dreams and not limit themselves to rules.
Wow. And we want to see Enhle collections in shops. What is your dream in terms of what you make? Do you want to start a shop? Do you want to go online? Or do you want your dresses, your clothes to be in stores? Have you thought about that yet?
Yes,
Yeah?
actually, I would love to have a boutique all around the world, of course, and just to, you know, showcase my clothes in my boutique, and it's going to be like a child-friendly atmosphere boutique.
Showcasing your clothes and your bags, because I know you're making bags,
Yes.
handmade bags.
Yeah, that too, and I might also start making shoes to go with, you know, my dresses and my suits and everything like that.
I love that you are a dreamer, but you're not only dreaming, you're doing this stuff, and you have no fear. You know, I really, really admire that about you. And I just, this show is about inspiring people in Africa, but this show, this episode right here, your story, is going to inspire a whole lot of people who are just sitting there and maybe don't know what to do with their lives. And I just hope that your story is going to inspire thousands, if not millions of people, as it has inspired me. That's really incredible, Enhle. Is there anything else that you want to tell us before we let you go today? Back to your busy schedule.
So other things that I'm doing now, since I love tennis, I'm doing like a tennis masterclass, just like something like the catwalk masterclass.
Yeah.
So the tennis masterclass is starting in August. And it's just for like a month where we're going to be teaching kids tennis, and especially girls. And there's going to be t-shirts, skirts, and caps from EBC. And it's something like the Catwalk Masterclass, and it's just to teach kids tennis too, because I really love tennis, just like how I love modeling. And I feel like it's just a really big thing that kids should know. Just on their extra time, they can just play tennis, have fun, and yeah.
That is, so you are not only a fashion designer, you're also an athlete as well, and you're sharing those skills. That is really, really incredible, Enhle. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, there you have it. I am absolutely inspired by this young person in our studio today. If you are not already following Enhle Babes Couture on social media platforms, please go to her page, like, follow, and just spread the word. We need to get this girl to the New York Fashion Week this September. She needs 360,000 South African rands to get there. South Africa, we can do this. We can do this. She's going to represent us well. Thank you so much for watching today. See you on our next episode.